These are my sons, 13-year-old Connor and 7-year-old Ben. They love to read, play with their friends, fish, crab, and of course play video games. Whether on their Xbox or iPad, they revel in the virtual adventures they encounter in Minecraft, Star Wars Battlefront, Clash of Clans, and Fortnite. Their story is similar to many children living in the digital age. Game studies, or ludology, is the study of games, the act of playing them, as in game mechanics, and the players and cultures surrounding them. It is a discipline of cultural studies that deals with all types of games throughout history. Gaming studies has many research, scholarly, or philosophical lenses to examine. There's cultural, there's racial, there's generational, there's gender, there's behavioral, psychological, hobbyist, media, technology and programming, business, educational and training, and therapeutic lenses to consider. Over 59% of Americans play games. That means that in America alone, over 150 million people play games. 150 million people spread out over a vast variety of backgrounds, ages, genders, socioeconomic statuses, and so on. All of us are jumping into stories, sending game requests through social media, fighting foes, traveling through time, and finding hidden objects. I want you to take a moment and try to guess what the average age of a gamer is in the United States. This is up from 30 years old just 4 short years ago. It's safe to say that even as the younger generations grow into gaming, more of the older generation aren't losing their love for gaming. 91% of US kids today play video games. And there is no surprise that 99% of teenage boys have identified as playing video games at least weekly. The big surprise is that 94% of teenage girls are also picking up the game controllers. That little statistic is quickly changing our mindset on who a gamer is nowadays. The 2019 Global Games Market Report by market research and predictive analytics firm Newzoo shows that the worldwide games market reached 148 billion in global sales. That is more than twice the amount of expected global revenue for the movie industry. Games are big business with a broadening demographic. And what makes them such a global phenomenon? They are tailored for our brains. When players encounter a challenge and succeed, it releases the neurotransmitter dopamine, which is associated with pleasure in the brain. Video games also activate very specific areas of the brain associated with spatial learning and memory formation. They increase reaction time without an increase in mistakes. They increase perceptual processing. They improve attention and focus. They can increase metacognition, the ability for people to think about how they think and learn. They can boost collaboration. They can boost empathy. And in this time and age, we need as much as we can get. Video games contribute to neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize its neural pathways. Long-lasting functional changes in the brain occur when we learn new things or memorize new information. Video games provide a multitude of complex motor and cognitive demands. A study conducted by psychological researchers found that players that engaged in gameplay with Super Mario Bros. For at least 30 minutes a day for 2 months showed significant gray matter increase in areas of the brain crucial for spatial navigation, strategic planning, working memory, and motor performance. A game is a system in which players engage in an abstract challenge, defined by rules, interactivity, and feedback that results in a quantifiable outcome, often eliciting an emotional reaction. That definition is by Karl Kapp. Gamification is the application of game mechanics into situations that are not considered games. If you play McDonald's $1,000,000 Monopoly Challenge, that is an example of gamification. If you belong to that Starbucks loyalty club that awards you a free soy-based latte for every 5 cups of coffee you purchase, that is gamification. Here are the important elements of a game. Abstraction of reality. is the ability of a game to focus specifically on the content or scenario the player must experience without the background noise existing in real reality. There's goals. The game must be filled with both short-term and long-term goals for players to work towards accomplishing. Rules are designed to limit or empower players during gameplay. Conflict, competition, and collaboration. Good game design attempts to access all three of these during gameplay. Time is a variable that can be used as a resource, rule, or reward during the game. Reward structures. Players must be rewarded for their accomplishments. They can earn points, badges, or a new ability. Feedback provides the player with performance measures, and in a game, this feedback is constant and meaningful. Levels. There are different story-based levels, difficulty levels, experience levels, etc. Storytelling. Powerful stories enthrall players. Not every game must have a storyline, but many of the successful ones do. Sequence and flow. The game must be organized in a logical manner, and the pace should keep players busy but not overwhelmed. Finally, aesthetics. Whatever medium the game is transmitted in or on, the beauty and design of it must be apparent to the player